past me, big head. Oi, don't walk past me. Get here. Get your big head on the camera. Come on.
Everybody knows about his amazing record and his opinions on everything inside and outside the game. But you'll learn plenty now about the private side of Brian Clough, a story he's not told before. It's a story which begins at 17 Valley Road in Middlesbrough, where he was born, one of a large family. A humble but happy beginning, leading to a sumptuous lifestyle in Derbyshire that would be the envy of most of us. He's been called plenty of things in his time. He frequently calls himself Big Head.
Well, I think on occasions I have been Big Head. It's as simple as that. I think most people are when they get in either into the limelight or all that type of thing. I think I call myself Big Head just to remind myself not to be. One of the things I laugh about is, and have laughed about over the years, when I used to have to go for interviews for jobs, you know, before I got on. And they were asking me questions, and they'd got no idea about football. Now, how can you ascertain if somebody knows something about something if you know bugger all yourself? I think socialism comes from the heart. I think I've been lucky and I've got what I've got. I've made a few bob, I've had a car, I've got a nice house, and I don't see any reason why everybody shouldn't have that. People who I've met sometimes with a few bob and who've got on don't think everybody else should have a few bob and get on. And I think the opposite. I think everybody can have it. And that's where socialism comes from. I think everybody should have a book. I think everybody should have a nice classroom to go to. I think everybody should have the same opportunities. And I brought my children up to think the same. I brought my children up not to be greedy. My children are generous children. And they're generous not with money or that type of thing, although they do that little bit themselves. They're generous giving themselves to people. They're generous with the smiles, they're generous with the time, and that type of thing. The manager's office on a Monday morning, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and particularly on a Sunday morning when you've lost, is a very lonely place. You won't believe it when we play in front of thousands, but it's an extremely lonely job. And it is when you haven't got anybody to talk to say, well, do you think I've done the right thing? Or shall I do that? And all that type of thing. Lonely job. The dizzy buggers I work with now, they don't know what I mean about closing ranks. They're that bloody flipperty and young, and they've got more money in 2 years than I had in 25 years. But that's the way of the world, and it's called progress. And there's nothing the matter with it, actually. I'm pleased for them. They're nice with it. We've survived. It's the name of the game. Every time people say, how are you? I say, I'm surviving. And they laugh. They think I'm trying to be funny, and I'm not. I said to Terry Venables, 6 months ago, shouted across the dugout, how are you? He says, how are you? I said, I'm surviving. And he left. And he thought I was kidding. And I wasn't. I just survived. All been well. That is a compliment when they talk about that. If they come out with that phrase, anybody, that's a compliment. That is the fact that we play the game as most people think it should be played. That is on the floor to feet, quick, neat, decisive, clean, and everything that's good about the game. We portray it. Referees give lectures on the way we behave. Jim Smith, manager of Newcastle, said every time he gets down and depressed and loses a match, he said, I send for a video of Forrest. That's how the game should be played.